Hey everybody, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic, and as you guys can see behind me, it's the Haunted Mansion, all decked out for Halloween. And right before my trip, I was able to see the Muppets Halloween Haunted Mansion special, and I'm going to review it as soon as I get home, but I wanted to show you that, you know, I think it's a perfect time to watch the Muppets Halloween special, because it is Halloween time, and I am in Disneyland at the actual Haunted Mansion, so stay tuned. So like I said in the intro, guys, this is the Muppets Haunted Mansion Halloween special. Now, I've never actually reviewed a special before. I've only done feature films, and this special is only 50 minutes long. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make this review pretty laid back, pretty chill. You know, I just got back from Disneyland, as you guys can clearly see, and you know, it was a lot of fun to watch the Haunted Mansion special and then go to Disneyland the very next day and go on the ride. Of course, it wasn't the original theming, but it was the Halloween theming, or the Nightmare Before Christmas version of Haunted Mansion, which was a great time. But before I get into the actual special, you know, like always, hit like and subscribe if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more. And also go follow my partners at Movie Scene Canada. They made this screening possible. It's going to be hard to talk about this without spoiling anything. And, you know, the email from Disney is like, don't talk about this. So I'm like, okay, so basically no plot points, right? So there's going to be no spoilers in this video. But, you know, I'll say this. This was a very fun, lighthearted Halloween special. And, you know, growing up, I never really watched horror movies. You know, I was always a pretty scared kid, but I always liked Halloween. You know, I always liked movies like Casper and, you know, Beetlejuice and like more of like the Halloween type movies. Like Sleepy Hollow was one I watched a lot growing up. So I've always liked the Halloween theming, but I didn't like anything that was too scary. So I always liked kind of like the fun, spooky, lighthearted tone. The Muppets Haunted Mansion special gets that down perfectly, right? Like if you guys know anything about the Muppets, right? Like they're pretty fourth wall breaking, they're pretty self-aware, and it's pretty fun and lighthearted. And that's what you get here. And this is a love letter to the Haunted Mansion ride. And I would say that this special is actually better than the Eddie Murphy movie. You know, I watched that as a kid and I quite enjoyed it, but after watching it a couple times as a late teenager, early adult, I'm like, okay, that casting was a bit strange, but you know, regardless, this movie, I would say, or this special is a perfect appetizer for like a Halloween evening, right? Like if you're sitting at home on a Friday night, Saturday night in October, and you want to watch some scary movies, but if you want to kind of like warm yourself up to it and you want something kind of lighthearted, then this is the one for you, right? So the plot, again, just basic synopsis, is that Gonzo and Pepe are your two main Muppets, right? I think Gonzo, like the Muppets know that Gonzo's a pretty popular character, and you know, he was the narrator in Christmas Carol. He was like the main Muppet with Rizzo the Rat in Treasure Island, and of course, it's all about him in Muppets from Space. So Gonzo's at the front and center here, but he's with Pepe, so I think it's Pepe the Prawn, right? I guess Rizzo the Rat is, you know, kind of pushed to the wayside. You see, like, I think you see him once or twice, but it's Pepe the Prawn. And they win this contest to spend the night in the Haunted Mansion to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of the disappearance of this great magician. So they basically have to go stay in this Haunted Mansion overnight, and they think it's going to be a giant party. So Pepe thinks, like, you know, he's going to see Angelina Jolie and, you know, Beyonce, and I think he says Brad Pitt, not Angelina Jolie, which, ooh, don't put those two together anymore. But you know what I mean, right? And you know, with the Muppets, you are going to get some music, right? I think the musical sections of this special are very, very fun. And I think this is a great special to watch with kids, right? Like it's got some things for adults, but it's also got some things for children. You know, there's some funny moments. There are some moments that don't land, right? Like there are some jokes that you feel like, okay, it didn't work the first time, but they really try to do the whole, like, you know, sets of threes. We're going to see it 3 times, but we're going to see the third time be a little bit different. You know, it's classic comedy formula, but the first time it didn't land. Right, so there are some jokes in here that I'm like, okay, guys, it seems like the obvious joke, but, you know, because it's so obvious, it's funny, right? Maybe that's their mindset. But some jokes I thought were actually pretty good. And there was one jump scare that got me, and I dare not spoil it, right? There are some celebrities that show up in here that I do not want to spoil. But of course, like the Muppets, you do have a lot of celebrity cameos, but they're not like A-listers. They do feel like, you know, appropriate for a Muppets Haunted Mansion special. But what I liked about it also is that it has a really good message about facing your fears. And I won't, you know, go into too many details about why that is. Of course, you are going into a haunted house, right? So you're going to see like ghosts and goblins and ooh, spooky stuff, right? But it's not so much about being scared of, you know, like Dracula and vampires and bats and things like that. It's more about being afraid of just something that you have inside of you. And I was like, okay, this Muppets Haunted Mansion special is getting quite deep. It's getting quite profound, which I was not expecting. You know, it's kind of like the Space Jam movie with LeBron James, and everyone craps on that movie, and I totally understand why, but I actually thought that the message, you know, had some heart to it. So I couldn't say that I hated that movie, even though there were some parts that made me want to say that. And, you know, like the Muppets Haunted Mansion, like, it's not like a super scary thing. Of course, with a title like Muppets Haunted Mansion, you're not going to get anything really scary. One jump scare got me, I will admit. But I'm surprised that, you know, as much work went into this as it did, right? Like, of course, you know, with hand puppets, I always find that stuff fascinating. The songs were really enjoyable and catchy. Of course, one of the songs is from the ride, of course. This is a love letter to the ride, by the way. But it has a lot of heart and has a nice message. And, you know, if you guys are a fan of the Haunted Mansion ride, then you will definitely enjoy this for 50 minutes, because it's got the whole, like, is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination? Please, no flash photography, please. You know, so it has the Haunted Mansion hallmarks, and it's got all the jokes from the ride, and it's got all the areas from the ride. So it is basically like a Muppets version of just going through the ride with some, you know, happy songs and some good messages. You know, I enjoyed it. So I guess for my rating, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. You know, I liked it. It wasn't anything spectacular. It's like, you gotta watch the Muppets Haunted Mansion. I think it's just a cute appetizer, right? Like, it is a special after all. So if you guys are fans of Disney, fans of the Muppets, if you're fans of the Haunted Mansion, and if you're fans of Halloween, then I think this will give you everything that you need, right? It's not going to be the most hilarious thing in the world, right? Like it is the Muppets. Some fourth wall breaking is going to happen. Some lame jokes, but some jokes that also land, and they're pretty clever. I overall had my, you know, good time with it, right? So anyways, guys, that's all I really got to say about it. You know, it's a very short, laid back review. And yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the Muppets Haunted Mansion when you do see it. Also, do you guys like the Haunted Mansion ride in Disneyland? Also, tell me which one is better, the one in Disneyland, Disney World, in Disneyland Paris. It's called the Phantom Manor, which is pretty cool. But either way, let me know down in the comment section down below. And again, guys, if you like this video and you want to see more videos just like it, then definitely hit like and subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support. Stay safe out there, friends. Have a happy Halloween. See you next time.